Oh.
Oh, I
Move the whole table. Okay.
We're good.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Second one.
Second one. I now know what a podcast is.
And we're doing this quick because I have to go to a football game.
Yay! Yay, football!
Some things take priority.
Mandy's a big football.
It's just preseason. I'm not all that.
Oh, not yet? And
Not
it's not
yet.
a Monday, is it?
It's not a Monday. It's not a Sunday.
Oh,
Usually
it
it's
isn't
Sunday.
even a Sunday, is it?
Saturday, which
It is a Saturday.
anyway, most of these
Okay.
people don't care. I
No,
guess
sorry.
they all care. Everyone cares about football.
Yeah.
I'm sure my
Yeah.
hair's.
Is that the one with the bat and the ball?
Oh gosh. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
So, what's our topic today?
So I thought it would be a fun time. I don't know, a fun topic. We had a couple different things, so we can either talk about puppies. Maybe we'll just stop the podcast and do two, or we could talk about. I think we should talk about nerves
Nerves.
because
That's a good topic.
I still have nerves, and I remember we talked about this in the car, and I thought, what a great topic.
Okay.
So
My phone is talking to me. Oh, I'm calling you, Mandy.
that's weird. And my phone, I, like a responsible podcast person, turned off my ringer.
Okay, well, I just now turned mine off, and I will put
Okay.
it so I can't even see it.
Okay. All right. See, we're not professionals. Okay, so
Nerves. That's a good one.
so I know that I still get nerves, and I get different nerves with different dogs too.
Well, that would be the case with me, too.
Yeah.
I'm not as nervous as most people are because I'm very comfortable with herding. I've been doing it a very long time. But every once in a while, I'll get one of those dogs that I'm just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
I think that was Guinness. Remember I told you that
Oh.
Nationals? I just never knew what I was going to... Poor Guinness. I dog on him.
I know.
No pun intended. Every podcast. But he's a hard dog. And I remember I get nervous every time because I'm not sure if he's going to be the most amazing thing ever or if he's just going to crash and burn.
But we say we might be buying sheep today.
Yeah, am I going to buy sheep?
Am I going to be buying sheep today? Guinness is a great dog. Again, he was your first.
My first. And you know what? I'm taking him to Nationals.
Yay.
So it's his last Nationals because he's getting older. But
How old is he now?
I got him in 06. I think that made 12. No, I got him in 07. So 11. 11 or 12.
So he's the same age as Rin.
Yeah, the same age. So it's
Okay.
going to be his last Nationals.
Yeah,
And
this will be Rin's last nationals.
we're just
too.
doing ducks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think, so part of it that we talked about was which dogs do we choose for Nationals? Because we have a few to choose from. I think,
Yes.
you know,
Yes, we have a few to choose from.
so for those, I think Nationals is still open for people can register. Enter.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're thinking about Nationals, maybe we can tell them a little bit about Border Collie Nationals.
Let's start with that topic.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're doing Border Collie Nationals now.
We like to talk about all the different topics, and I don't think we ever even really cover a topic.
I know. We're going to cover it today.
We're going to cover this
Today's
one
the
today,
day.
right now. Border Collie Society of America, that's the parent company to the Border Collie for AKC, and they are holding their national specialty in Missouri. Is it Eureka, or is that where the hotel is?
I think it's Grace Summit. It's at
Grace
Purina
Summit,
Farms.
Purina Farms. A lot of you that already heard probably know where Purina Farms is. It is in October.
Yeah, end of October. I'm so excited about that. We've had Nationals there beginning of September. It is so hot. Oh my goodness.
No!
I'm linking it.
No!
I'm linking it.
No.
Molly, it's on video. Like, it's out there. I'm going to link it. Molly wore this beautiful, like, white shirt with it. Her undershirt was this color, like bright orange, but this beautiful, like, white.
It was a white Western shirt
Just
trimmed
so-
in orange, and I
It was
wore
a beautiful outfit.
and I wore an orange tank underneath my
Beautiful
white
outfit. Like,
Thank you, Mandy.
She coordinates her outfits for Nationals. Like, it was amazing. Halfway through the day, the orange, she'd sweat so much that the orange, her white shirt was like all different
Tie-dyed.
colors. It was funny.
It was.
It was mostly gross, but it was really
It was really
funny.
gross because I had to go up and get awards, and I didn't know it because it was mostly on my back, and I had worn that tank 100 times, so I'm not sure why it bled through to my beautiful white shirt,
Oh.
but yeah, that's how bad it is.
And
Yeah.
we're in Arizona, so it's hot. We're used to the heat, but it's not humid like it is there. And it was, I mean, you just can't dry. It was disgusting. It was hard for the dogs, but they managed. We had a few that got a little heat.
Was that the year that Trace got so sick? I think Trace got sick. My
so
dog.
because he was doing those 800-yard outruns or something. I mean,
not really 800 yards, but we can say it was
800.
Yeah.
What are the outruns for advance?
Okay. Yeah, he got sick from getting overheated. Different kind of heat. Like you said, he's used to 100, 105, 110 maybe on the worst case day, but not with
and we don't work our dogs
80%
in the
humidity.
heat.
No,
we normally work our dogs. Like last podcast, it's funny. Last podcast, you'll notice I kept my arms to my side because we had just finished working dogs.
Yeah,
and I was sweating a little bit.
And Mandy was sweating, so she wants to tell you all about Molly sweating. Mandy does sweat too. But anyway,
okay, back
nationals.
to nationals.
Nationals.
So it's in October, so we're excited because it'll be cooler.
Much cooler. Now my long sleeve shirts will be all right
Yeah, you won't leave.
because I wear long sleeve shirts every nationals.
At least it was color coordinated this month. But anyway,
they have 4 courses. Okay, 3 days of trials, 4 courses each day. A course sheep, A course ducks, B course sheep, and B course ducks. So
I think we have a video of Purina Farms and it shows the different courses, which is kind of cool.
yes, well, yeah, I remember.
So
that.
I'll link that one down below too.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So for 3 days,
I think the ducks are good. The sheep are.
the ducks are phenomenal. They're called ducks.
I'm gonna just
They-
every
they-
time we do this, it sounds really loud in that
Does
thing.
it? Okay.
Just
So
we
stop doing that.
know. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Manny's asking me not to make noise with my hands. 3 days.
3 days.
3 days, four runs each day. So if we had 7 dogs, this is a math problem.
Times 12. 7 times 12. 84 runs.
Total for the week.
I better be right because I did it pretty confidently.
Yeah, you did it pretty quick.
I better
too.
be right.
Yeah. I don't know. I
don't
have
know,
to
it's
get
a
my
lot.
phone.
But we're not Guinness is just running ducks. And I think I'm taking who else? Meeker, and she's not running all.
She's running on 3.
She's running on 3. So there's, I mean,
And they have Magic.
in Magic, I think
He's running on all 4.
So it depends on the dog, and I feel like at nationals, it's not the time to train.
No.
Although
definitely not.
I remember the one year, my dog the first day. If I have a feeling that they're going to crash and burn every day, I'll spend the first day. I'll sacrifice a run to make it better.
That's a good idea because
To
they
train.
learn. They do. They learn that right away. Especially if you pull them during a run, then they go, "Uh-oh, I
Yeah.
better behave."
The
and,
fun is over.
Yeah, and they do perform much better.
Yeah.
But I don't know when it closes.
I don't know when it closes either.
It's
but
usually a month before, so I would guess early October, very late September. So if you're thinking about going, make
Go.
your plans now. Enter,
It's
come
fun.
see us. It's a lot of fun.
it's so much
It's
fun.
a lot of fun. The sheep are a little.
Sucky. Let's just be honest.
I was trying to be politically correct.
You know,
Mandy.
we can say that because it's not sour grapes. We've done really, really well with those sheep. But
Yes,
they are
because we have
tough.
trained dogs, and they are tough.
They are tough.
They're light and very
clever.
cunning. Yes,
They are. So if you're like Meeker, she was amazing, but that first day she greeted those sheep a little too fast,
Mhm.
and that was the end of our run. Like you have to be that dog. A started dog has to have at least intermediate moves,
Yes.
especially when you're penning and
Well,
stuff.
when you go to nationals, your dog should almost always be ready for the next level
but
yeah,
certainly at
'cause-
Border Collie Nationals, they need to be.
because they don't want to go into that freestanding pen.
They don't want to do anything.
They don't want to shed.
The
They don't. Oh, they
crazy-
stop in the Y,
They're the craziest sheep because there's so many different draws.
and it's a tiny arena,
Even
and
but
it's on
even
an
outrun.
angle. It's on a hill.
Even that run, like they don't
Yes.
even run back to the pen. They want to run to the exhaust. They want to run.
Oh, they
up
wanted
the
to
hill,
run over. I think to the shade that one year.
the shade,
The shade.
the exhaust,
'cause it was
back.
hot.
Where else did they want it to the ducks? I mean, it was like
It was. There was nowhere to place your dog that you thought was sensible to keep them
Yeah.
from running somewhere. If you put your dog in the draw where you thought that they were going to run home, then they decided to run on the totally opposite direction, and then
There.
yeah, and you better have square flakes. Nice.
you
good
better have square flanks and you better have a dog that isn't on the muscle.
God,
which
we're kind of making it sound kind of bad though.
it's so much fun. We do well, so I
It's
don't know.
fun. Just be prepared if you're going to go. But please come, even if you're not going to enter.
Don't be
come,
scared now.
Come and
the
watch.
ducks are amazing.
The ducks are great.
It's funny because I don't feel like we did okay on ducks, but we did really well on sheep, and they were
they were the harder.
tough.
Yeah.
But the ducks are the ducks make sense. They're just smaller and slower, and
They're
our
called
dogs are
ducks.
used to, like, we work
We're
geese.
geese. Yeah, and our fowl likes to move a lot faster than their fowl does.
Yeah, so
and it
it's a little
kind of threw our
different.
dogs for a loop, but we're going to be prepared this year.
So prepared. So I guess
Yes.
nerves. Do you get nervous at nationals? I got nervous at nationals.
I'm a little different. I like to feed off of it. I really
Okay.
do. I'm a very different kind of person because I'm a competitor, true and true. My husband says I compete at the dinner table and try to
Oh,
eat and be finished
You should
first.
ask Ryan. Everything is a competition.
Is it for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more fun. Life's more fun when
it
it's a
is.
competition.
It is.
He's
So
like, can we just enjoy the pool? Why do we have to?
does everything have to be a competition? But my level of confidence in herding is very high. So I
We've been doing it 30
actually
years.
Oh, I feed off of it. So the more competition I have, I do believe that the more I come to the plate. But when I'm outside of my element,
Tell him your agility story
I
when
know,
you cried.
I know.
See,
when I
this is-
cried, she just has to throw that out
This
there.
is you're wanting to get to know Molly in a different light.
Okay. So
It's so true.
I'm out of my element, and I'm going to an agility competition. Not that I don't go to them, but it's definitely not something I am familiar with. It's my first competition with this particular dog, and I was having a lot of fun. I really was having a lot of fun, but I'll tell you, I was nervous. I really was nervous. Each time that I ran, I had to memorize the course. And which for me, anything that I have to memorize past the number 3 or 4 gets a little bit more difficult. And the dog relies on me. It is teamwork, but he does rely on me to give him the right cues. But I did something, I didn't think it was that bad. Obviously, it was to the judge. And because I was already nervous, the run wasn't going well, because of me, not the dog, that I stopped the run. And I didn't have a collar on my dog because it's agility. Whereas in herding, we would have a collar on our dog, and we would grab, when the judge says, "Get your dog, get your dog."
We've all been there.
Yes, we have. And you don't have your leash on you. You kind of get your dog by the collar a little bit and walk them out nicely. Well, so in agility, the run was falling apart because I got lost on the course. So I reached down and lightly grabbed my dog. He didn't have a collar on, so I grabbed him by the scruff. But I wasn't mad. I wasn't yelling at him. I wasn't disappointed. I just simply was walking off the course with the best way I thought I should have walked off the course. And as I'm exiting the ring, right in front of everybody, the judge goes, "Did you just grab that dog?" Well, it would have been pretty hard for me to say no. So I said, "Yes." You just grabbed that dog. I can't believe you grabbed that dog. And she lit me on fire. I mean, really, it really hurt my feelings. And we all choke up. We get that
that lump in your throat.
that thing in our throat. Flies. And I did. I choked up. I tried really hard not to cry. And I held it together to walk myself out of the ring, right at the exit gate where all the timers and everybody are.
It's sort of embarrassing.
It is, because this was not my venue. I didn't know anybody there, so it wasn't something that I could have just brushed off my shoulder. So I went in my car and I cried. I really did. I know, it was sad. I have emotions. And sometimes the harder shells are always that soft ooey gooey on the inside. And I sat in my car and I cried for a little bit. And I pulled myself back together. And at the end of every competition, even in herding, I always go up to my judges and I thank them for their time, because even though they're getting paid, they're giving us their time. So I went up to her and I shook her hand and I said, "Thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it." And she actually apologized.
Wow.
She did. She says, "I'm really sorry that I kind of came down on you hard." And I said, "Yes, you did." And of course, my voice started shaking all over again. I did. I started to cry again. But what I said to her is something that I learned. Oh, I hope that I will learn it as when I'm judging. Is she didn't really mean anything by it, but she lost her cool. And I told her that, I said, it made me not want to come back. It really did. And for the herding people, that when your emotions are running high because you're already nervous, You're scared. You don't know anybody. You're definitely out of your element. And then one little thing kind of falls apart. It makes you not want to come back. And I told her that when I was saying goodbye to her, and she apologized. And I wanted her to know that I felt...
Because you don't want to feel that way again.
No, I don't want to feel that way, and I never want to make anyone feel that way. So I took that in as a learning.
That's good.
Yeah, something that...
Because you are a judge.
I am
so
a judge.
it's good
And like I said, I don't think that she meant to hurt me. My emotions as a girl were just running maybe a little bit higher that day. So anyway, it all worked out fine. I will continue to do agility. But
just know everybody, even the seasoned veteran.
thank you, Mandy. It gets emotional. Seasoned.
I said it nicely.
You did. I
Seasoned
said
veteran.
thank you. Very, very nicely. So if you find yourself uncomfortable, or you find that maybe a judge said something that made you not want to come back, please talk to the judge. And hopefully they didn't say it to mean it the way that you took it.
I'm going to be really honest. I would never talk to the judge. I would have been like, no. If my feelings are hurt, like you said you had that lump in your throat, I would have just lost it in front of her. Like
I did lose it in front of her.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I did. I cried. I cried
Oh.
in front of her. And I don't think that was a bad thing. I think it showed her how much it really affected me.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not one. We go to our first nationals. We go into, where are we going? Like, we come some pit stop, and she's striking up a conversation with some stranger. I couldn't, I'm better now, but there's no way I could go up to a judge that hurt my feelings. And not that I'd be mad, but I
didn't bring it up. She brought it up. Therefore, I felt that it was appropriate for me.
It was a good thing for you to say. I think it's great.
Yeah, I do. I think she learned that. She goes. Let me wait a minute. Pat myself on the back here. She said to me when I said I didn't. It made me not want to feel like I wanted to come back. She said, "Oh, well, I thought you." How did she put it?
I remember you telling me this. She thought you had done this.
She thought that I had done this a lot. I said something about it being not really my first time, but it'd been my first time in a long time. And she goes, "Oh, I thought you did this all the time, the way that you handled your dog." So I wanted to throw that out there.
Wow.
I did want to pat myself on the back for that one.
So she tried to give you a compliment.
Yeah, but I take a lot of things back from trials. I think it's always nice to thank your judge, even if you weren't happy with them.
I try to thank them after every run.
Yes. Well,
Thank
to thank them after the run.
Because I've set stock, and
Yes.
I actually enjoy the job because there's no stress. Because I'm not running any dogs.
A lot of people
it's
like
a lot
setting
of work.
stock better than actual trialing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is. It's a long, hot day, or snowing day, or rainy day.
Ducks. Sheep always make me nervous because I want to set the stock so perfect for them because I know what it's like running, and I just it matters how you greet your stock matters so much. So I just always want I want to be the best stocks there I can be. It's like a challenge.
I want to be the best I can be.
The best I can be. So anyway, I always think it's nice to thank your stock setter, even if they have a bad job.
I don't make a big to-do out of it.
I just say thank you. And
when I'm shutting the gate and I put the stock away, I shut the gate and I always say thank you. And I always say thank you to the judge. I don't think you need to get overly dramatic and thank the scriber and thank the timer and
I do.
Thank the crowd.
I don't think the crowd. Thank you, everyone.
It's not the Academy Awards or anything. But I always, as I'm exiting, I always say thank you to the judge.
Okay, here's the next question.
Okay.
I didn't prepare for this one. I probably should have because now I have to think of my own story. What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you at a trial?
Oh,
I know mine. Okay. It wasn't a trial, though, but it was embarrassing. Okay, go ahead.
I've had two. Can I tell two?
Uh-huh.
Okay. One, I'm at Meeker and had the run of my life. I mean, I knew I was in the top 10 at least. I felt so good about that run. And I was exhausting my sheep and I was feeling a little giddy. And as I'm running to put the sheep away, I kind of got ahead of myself and got running. I went, bam, flat on my face. I fell in a hole and fell flat on my face. And then I just sprung back up and kept on running. But I want to say something to that comment. It didn't really embarrass me as much as it embarrassed my daughter.
Aww.
She did. She felt really bad.
For you.
She was embarrassed for me. And she came up to me and she gave me a big hug because she's a little sweetie. And she says, "Oh, Mom, I'm so embarrassed for you. Are you okay?" And I go, "What?" She goes, "'Cause you fell." And I says, "Mary Alice, do you think anybody in this crowd is going to remember that I fell in the next 10 minutes? No.
They're worrying about their own
They're
life.
worried about their own life."
Yeah.
So, the world did not stop rotating when I went to the post, which, of course, we all think it does. We think that everyone is watching us when, you know what, out of 20, 30 people, there might be 5 watching you, and those are your 5 friends that are watching you. But recently, getting ahead of myself. Recently, I went to a trial, and I was standing at the handlers meeting, and I bent down, and I heard a little rip.
Whoops. Where was the trial? Was it here?
No, it was in Tonopah. It was an open field trial, and it was the handlers meeting, and it's early in the morning. And I bent down, and I heard something, and I feel my pants, and I'm going, "Oh, I didn't rip my pants. There's no way I ripped my pants. They're not even that tight." And I bent down again, and I heard it again, and I thought, "Oh my God." So I turned to my friend standing next to me, and I asked her if I'd ripped my pants. And she said, of course, she started laughing, Sue Bradley. Laughed and laughed and laughed. Don't draw any attention to me or anything.
Yeah.
And I didn't rip at the seam. I ripped from like the corner of my pocket on down. So I'm first up at the post.
Oh, no, so you don't have time to go back to your trailer and change.
I didn't have a trailer. I was staying at a hotel. So I didn't have a change of pants with me. But I did bring a long coat that I had lent to somebody else. And I took my long coat back, gave them my short coat, so I was able to run. But that could have been
embarrassing.
I'm sure I've had a lot more embarrassing moments, but that's at the top of my head.
Mine wasn't at a trial. Mine was here practicing. But I think it was practicing and you had a lot of your friends. I used to be super shy, so we'll start off with that.
Very, very.
I still am a little bit, but I didn't really like talking to people. I just get super nervous. I still say super weird things. So it's just out of my element a little bit. So anyway, I was practicing ducks, and you don't have them anymore. She used to have these, like, I don't know, they're like half T-posts that were in the ground, holding up a panel or something.
Yeah.
And I was started and working ducks, so I'm walking backwards. Actually, I did this anyway. I was walking backwards and I tripped and fell on the post and it went right up my pants. I'm lucky that it didn't go this much over. It would have been in trouble, but ripped my pants right up. And they were, anyway.
It's just on a practice day, though.
It was just a practice
I'm sure
day.
we all laughed at you, too, didn't we?
I don't even think you guys knew.
Oh.
I don't know. We were doing that the other day, though. I was practicing with the dog, and you said, "Look out for the post," because I'm walking backwards. Mm-hmm. And I did. I avoided it, then I flipped around and walked straight into it. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? Because you laughed at me.
What, yesterday or the day before? Yes. And I'm supposed to remember that?
Yeah.
See? Okay,
I remember
Wait a minute. Here's exactly what I was talking about to Mary Alice.
No one else
cares.
You
remembered it. Obviously, it didn't even care. It didn't impact my life.
You even cracked a joke. You said, "Ha ha ha," something like...
Oh, because you turned around.
Because I had walked straight forward.
Yeah.
It was just...
Okay. But anyway, again...
No one else notices.
Again, nobody else notices. So that was really actually kind of a good example. Because I didn't remember.
Because you didn't even remember. No, that's okay. Don't be sorry. It's all good.
I'm sorry, Mandy, that I didn't remember your embarrassing moment.
Yeah, it wasn't that. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure people have had worse.
Could be.
I don't know. I always get embarrassed when my dog does something. I'm always embarrassed when I get called on a run. I hate when they say thank you. Because that's never good. Thank you. It's like, great.
I hate when I already know I'm calling the run myself, and I'm running after my dog.
You're chasing the dog.
And the judge is yelling, "Get your dog! Get your dog!" And I want to turn around and go, "What do you think I'm doing out here?" I mean, I'm running in the direction of my dog. That was something else I learned as a judge, not to start yelling, "Get your dog," when you're already getting your dog.
When you're trying.
Yeah.
I hate the...
We hate a lot of things today.
What was the one thing... Was it Twig when you were running him and the judge said, did he just grip that duck? No! And then he was like spitting out feathers.
He turns around and starts spitting out feathers and the judge goes, "Thank you." But I tried.
For those that don't know, when the judge says thank you, that means you're done.
Yeah.
Like, get your dog, your run is over. Thank you for trying.
It's not a thank you, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's not a thank
Which
you.
I think somebody, I can't remember who, got that mixed up once. They
It
thought
may have
the
been
judge,
me.
Probably,
You're welcome!
You're welcome, I'm doing a good job.
I'm trying, thank you! I think
No.
that might have been an embarrassing moment.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, you don't know.
No.
Oh, I thought it got dark.
We have a storm rolling in
So-
behind us. Arizona has wonderful storms, monsoon season.
So, okay, so back to the nerves. So we've told some embarrassing stories. We've told about how we get nervous.
Mhm.
How do you, I mean, when I go to nationals, I get, it used to be it used to be a money thing. I'm like, I spent $50. I worked so hard. I am not calling this run. Now it's like, it's still $50. It's still a lot of money. It's still all that work. But now it's like, I get
The
down on
money doesn't
myself.
become the equation as much
The money
anymore.
is not it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
anyway, but I used to get sick to my stomach. Not about, I don't know. It's an expensive sport. I used to get sick to my stomach about that.
The
Like
money?
I spent all this money and then my dog bombed.
That should make you practice more.
It did.
Okay.
It did. It definitely
That
did.
should be a good incentive.
It was a great incentive.
Money well spent. And then you know when you're finished with the run, even though you didn't win, you
Yep.
got the best run that you could possibly get.
And now the way I look at it is if my run is going to heck in a handbasket, then I'm gonna
You're
if I don't pull it, then I'm gonna use it as a training. So either
not supposed to say that.
no, I mean like even if the training moment is pulling your dog from the run,
Okay.
they learn something.
I like to. Yeah, I
Or
like to
if
do
you
that.
walk away, like what was the dog couldn't pull? They just couldn't get the ducks, and so you go help them pull the
You
ducks
help
out and put
them.
them away.
That's right. Yeah.
So you kind of use it as not a training per se, but
Okay.
like you're teaching the dog a lesson.
You're the last thing that the dog does before you pull them.
Matters.
It does matter, and you need to make it matter. Be it, I had a little Pemi, Cardi, that came to me to finish his championship, and his training prior to coming to me was just get your HX. So it was do whatever it takes, not from me, from another handler, do whatever it takes to get your HX. And I've been there with dogs myself.
Just get through it.
Just get through it and just get your HX titles. But when you start running for your championship, then you need to win and you need to be polished. So he came to me to finish his championship points. And he had the same bad habit at the Z shoot every single run for the longest time. And I felt really bad for pulling his runs at first because it's somebody else's money and he could still be getting cues towards his
For the championship.
to his master's program.
Oh,
So every time that he would mess up at the exact same place, I'd lie him down, I'd go up to him nicely but firmly, let him know that what he was doing was inappropriate, put the leash on, I carried my leash with me, put my leash on him, and walked out.
what was he doing at the Z?
He was just getting silly. He was like pushing, and he was allowed to in the past because I just wanted to get out of the Z and over to the hole pin. So every time that we got to the Y or the Z and he started getting squirrely on me and not wanting to listen or to lie down, I lied him down, walked up, put the leash on, and just walked right out. Needless to say, he got his 2 first places and the rest of his points and got his championship, bam, 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 after that. So it
all it
does.
takes.
Yeah.
So and I think it's different for every dog too, right? Like Guinness, if I pulled him from a run, that's all he needed because the fun was over.
Yeah.
But some dogs, if they're, I guess it depends on why their run is going bad. So if they're going bad because the dog lost confidence in something, then I try to try to make that a positive thing and then pull the run. Or put the sheep away because whatever.
I had a dog that I was running in advanced and wouldn't take an off-balance flank and really, really needed to take that off-balance flank because I needed the points. It wasn't just a cue run that I was looking for. So I left the handler's post, walked towards the dog, made him do 2 circles around, I think it was ducks, 2 complete circles around the ducks in the direction he did not want to take, and then I leashed him and walked out. So even, I didn't give the judge too much of a chance to say anything to me, and I don't think she would have or he would have because I wasn't abusing the livestock. I needed that dog to know that I asked him to do something and he was going to do it. And after he did it, he didn't get rewarded for the rest of his run. A very seasoned dog, by the way.
So it wasn't a confidence thing. The dog. Just...
It was not a confidence. It was he didn't want to take it because he knew they would run in a direction that I wanted them to run in. So, and it worked.
Yeah.
The next run, I asked him to take that flank, and he took that flank. So that's really important. But I've had people. I want to go back to the nerves.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's where I was going. So
okay.
how do you get? Okay, that's frustrating. Is it recording now?
I can see something in the corner beeping.
Okay, I can see the
means
yep. Okay,
red and green. Okay.
I don't know where we ended.
I don't know.
This is what happens when you're not professional.
We're not professionals, but we're going to learn by doing. 4-H motto.
Yep. Okay, so nerves is what we kind of ended up talking about. Okay, so how do you feel like, aside from just being prepared,
knowing the
that
rules.
You're prepared, knowing the rules, that's a good one.
And something I try to tell everybody is, if you're new, and especially new to the facility, try to get there the night before so you know where you're going, because there's nothing worse than being late and being nervous.
Yeah.
Because then you get yourself all worked up because you think you're going to be, miss your run or late. So know where you're going the night before. If you can, if somebody's there and lets you walk the course, either walk it the night before or walk it so you know how all the gates open.
And they should let you do that at the handler's meeting.
They always let you do it at the handler's meeting. But sometimes if you can do it ahead of time, then that gives you time to potty your dog more or do something else.
Knowing the rules is important.
Knowing the rules.
I'll be honest, I hate asking questions at the handler's meeting. And I feel like it goes back to your thing about the judge making you not want to do it again. If you're a fellow handler and someone is in their very first time, there was an interpretation on the intermediate about how far you could go from the handler's post to the Y. I asked the question, and one of the other competitors laughed at me and said it was a dumb question.
No!
Yes, it was really hurtful.
You have to tell me later who that was. That is very hurtful.
It was super hurtful, and and it's funny because you told me, make sure you ask this specific question.
Yeah.
Because every judge is different.
Yes.
And I asked the question, and the lady thought I was...
The judge?
No, it wasn't the judge.
It was
a fellow competitor.
Okay.
So if someone's asking a question, even if you know the answer and you think it's a dumb question, it's not dumb to them.
And don't answer the question.
Yeah,
let the judge answer the questions. That's really hard for me.
She scoffed at me. It was really...
See?
And I didn't ask. I have not asked it since.
These are things...
I just say, I don't know what I'm going to do, but...
These are things that make people maybe not want to continue in this sport.
I know, they get...
And it's so subtle that somebody... Maybe myself.
She probably doesn't even remember she did. I don't even remember who it was, to be honest with you. But I just remember it was hurtful.
But how it can be for you. I asked a judge once, what are your pet peeves?
Oh, that's a good one.
And she said, border collies.
Oh. You're like, well, sucks to be me. I'm running 5.
Sucks to be me. Yes. But you know what? It didn't hurt my feelings. Everybody came up to me and says, oh, I can't believe she said that. And yes, it was rude of her to say it. But... I didn't take it bad.
I would.
But if it, see, there's the difference. Mandy said she would have, and
I would have been like, okay, I would have gone into it thinking I'm not gonna win.
Oh, but see, that doesn't.
My confidence would have been down.
Yeah.
So it probably would have done the opposite to you. Well,
it would have done the opposite to me, and it did. Yeah. So I had somebody once when I called about a course 30 years ago. I said it again, 30. I was going to go to an AHBA ranch course. This was 50 head of stock. And the person says, don't bother coming since you have a border collie. They don't do very well at that. So what do you think I did, man? I loaded that car up so fast.
Yeah, I'm there. Oh, tell them about what you said to me the other day. Speaking of motivating people. So I'm sure we've all been there. But I was like, I just don't want to go practice today. I have 1.5 million things to do at home.
Mandy doesn't live here. She's, what, 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Which, to most of you say 30 minutes. I wish I only lived 30 minutes from my facility.
I used to live like 5 minutes down the road. So, anyway. So, I didn't want to go. It wasn't that I didn't want to practice. It's just like, I have so many other things to do.
And she does have 3 kids. We got to remember she has 3 kids.
And it was like, I'm better at getting up in the morning and getting it done than it is like thinking about it all day. Anyway, and not that I don't love doing it. I just have 1 million other things that I need to do. Anyway, so I text Molly. I don't even remember what my text said. It said something like, please don't be upset.
She was trying to get out of coming to practice.
Yes, don't judge me. I just really can we just do it in the morning instead? And what was your response? It was like a perfect response.
I think I says, that's fine. Now the odds of me beating you will be greater or
Yeah,
something.
I'll just kick your butt at nationals.
I'll just kick your butt
It
at
was
nationals.
like I knew it.
And you know who showed up that day?
Yeah.
Mandy!
I said, I'm on my way.
Mandy.
Like, that's all I needed. Like, don't, like, because then I start thinking, like, I'm going to go to nationals and I'm going to remember this moment that I didn't come practice this
That's
day.
right.
And it's going to be the reason that my run doesn't go well.
And Molly would be rubbing it in.
And Molly would rub it in. And I'm not going to give her that satisfaction.
That's right.
So, you know what? I showed up.
That's how competitors
Yep.
play other competitors.
Yeah, she played me. And I knew she was playing me. That was the worst part, but it's like, anyway.
Well, we have a
it's just
storm
funny.
rolling in, and I know that the wind.
Okay,
on our
we're gonna make
recording-
it. We'll make it really quick then. How do you feel like if you're a new competitor? I would say don't go alone. Like, make sure you have a friend that you can kind of talk to. But maybe that's not a big deal to you. Like, you go to trials alone all the time. I think it's so weird. I would never want to go to a trial alone. I want to like have an entourage of just friends. Like, I just want friends.
I don't have any friends.
I just want people I can talk to after my run and be like, it's okay, or yay for you.
Yeah. I don't know how to really tell each individual person because I've had lessons that go, I think I'm going to throw up. I can't walk in the ring.
My stomach used to be upset every single
And I don't
trial.
see, I don't get that.
Oh.
Although
I don't anymore, but
I get a
did.
little funny when I do confirmation.
See,
I
so
will
how
say
do you,
that.
so how do you
I just suck it up.
overcome
I know that's not
Oh.
the answer that anybody
That's
is
not a very
looking
nice
for.
answer.
I know it's not.
Suck it up.
I just
That's my
suck it
advice.
up. It wasn't good advice. No.
Prepare. Envision
I do.
you winning.
I do. I prepare. You know what I do? Here's the answer. I've got the answer. And this is something that's really important to herding people. Watch runs.
Oh, see what the stock's doing that day.
See what the stock is doing for herding. I watched fellow confirmation handlers with other dogs go around the ring, present their dog. Everybody has a little bit different method of everything, herding, agility,
Yeah.
handling. So I critiqued at myself, and I liked the way that this person did that, and I liked the way this person did this. So I think that better helped me
I think that's good.
prepare myself.
Because then you can see, like, okay, the ducks are really struggling at the Y, so
Be
notice
ready at the Y.
this person does this, so I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
Don't try things you've never
please
practiced.
Don't. Please don't.
If you've never practiced it, don't try it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna go well.
Especially at a handler's meeting when a judge will tell you something, and I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but
The repen.
oh, that's a great example, Mandy.
Yeah, because remember when I ruined my entire run, and
Oh,
the judge made a point to tell me afterwards. At the award ceremony, it didn't embarrass me because at the award ceremony to tell everyone this was my high end trial if she wouldn't have tried to push the repen, and I pushed it because she said something at the handlers meeting.
Well, I
was
also
Haley.
think I know, but I think you were
Yep.
trying to beat me at that.
I
trial.
was trying to beat you at the trial, and I would have done it.
And I gave you an example before that. I says, and I say this to everybody: when you have a great run,
Put the sheep
put
away.
the sheep away, because there's nothing worse than getting called at the repen
yeah.
or losing. You shouldn't be
Ugh.
losing more than 1 or 2 points ever at the repen.
Yeah, I tried to make it like the perfect.
She tried to do what we call a hard hold because she thought she was getting brownie points for it.
I know, and you know what? How long have you drilled it into me that you don't get extra points?
You don't get extra points.
You start out with 100 points or whatever it is, and you lose.
Yes.
You don't ever get extra.
You don't get them back. She doesn't go, oh my God, that little Mandy, she did such a good job at the Z. Let's give her
I know.
5 extra points.
I know.
It doesn't happen, guys.
I had the run of my
Yes.
life.
And you would have beaten me.
I would have beaten you.
You
And
would
she
have beaten
said
me.
that. She made a point because I think she knew that we were
Poking
kind of
each other?
battling a little bit, and she qualified, but
But the thing was, is I kept telling Mandy, don't do something.
Don't try to be
especially
fancy.
don't be fancy at the end of your run, especially if something that you're not prepared for or don't have that bag of tricks.
I know.
Um,
And I was trying to hard hold, and then
yeah, then.
Yeah,
Oh.
but you know what?
Oh.
I've never done it again.
That's right. But you
Never
learned.
done. I learned.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way.
I think everybody though handles their nerves their own way.
Yeah, I think being prepared, watching other runs,
Knowing the rules, knowing your location,
and having a friend. I just think you need to have a friend.
but you can make a friend. I can make a friend.
Some of us can make friends. Some of us. But can you make like a real friend? Like, can you be like
You can make you know what? You should be able to find somebody supportive.
supportive? You could have a support person.
Yeah. You don't have to.
I would love to be someone's support. I think at nationals we were trying to be
talked
supportive.
About that. Oh, we are always supportive. But they talked about that this year on Facebook, is having like a support committee. So if you're new to nationals,
Oh, that is such a good idea.
Isn't it? How scary it could actually be when you go for the very first time and you don't know anybody.
And it's a long trip.
You don't know where the agility is versus the confirmation and the grooming room and the herding.
If you come to nationals, come say hi to us. Let us know that you watched us.
Please.
And let us be your support people.
Yes.
I mean, we'll support you. We'll support your run.
We are.
I love watching other people's runs.
We're very good about that because I want someone to be supportive of me.
Yep.
I think all in all, herding has a great support group.
I think so, because herding, everyone, like, you want to
Struggles.
see other people succeed unless you're trying to battle for high and trial and you want to kick your friend while they're down. But
Friend. friend.
Not
Friend.
I mean, other competitors, like, I want to see other people do well. Isn't that what this is all about? Like, it's fun to see other people succeed.
You know what I think is great about herding is it's the difference between herding and confirmation is you can get a qualifying run.
Yeah.
Whereas in confirmation, there's one winner. There's
Yeah.
there's probably more than one because you have winner's dog and then best of winners. But anyway,
We've
points,
done confirmation, and I have nothing against confirmation. We've done it. We still do it.
We do.
But people are a little like
Snarkier.
yeah, I've had people like try to run up on my dog.
Not as supportive.
They're not as supportive.
Not as supportive. Definitely not as supportive.
And not that you're gonna find supportive people at every herding trial, but
You will. You'll find someone.
someone, yeah.
Someone.
I just mean it's you know.
There's going to be somebody else in the same situation that you are. Probably they're alone, feeling the same way.
Feeling like they're not prepared. I've done
That's
trials
right.
and I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
I've had to pull runs and I knew I wasn't prepared. You know what's funny? Those trials that I know I'm not prepared for, I rarely ever do well. Because mentally
you went into it that way.
Because mentally I said I'm not gonna do well. I should have gone in and said I'm gonna rock this.
I'm gonna do
This
it.
dog is so ready for this. Because the dog that anyway, it's just funny. It's all a mental game. It's not all a mental game, but
it just be prepared to help with your nerves. Nerves come from within, but you can eliminate some of the levels of nervousness, maybe.
and just know everybody gets nervous. No one really, aside from your friends, if you mess up, if your dog, well, I guess if your dog buys a sheep, people are going to remember. But if your dog, like, grips out or something, we've all been there.
Oh, yes.
We've all been there.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And actually, there's been...
And falling.
You know, oh, man.
Oh,
yeah.
If you haven't fallen
I would rather
yet,
fall than have my dog grip. Is that funny?
wow. I don't know.
I am so embarrassed when my dog grips out.
Are you?
I don't know why. I just get so embarrassed. Because I think it's a reflection on me. If I fall, it's kind of like, whatever.
It's another reflection on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm a klutz. It's okay. Like, I'm okay with... Well, you know what we need a podcast on?
What?
Is dressing for success. That's Molly's favorite one. That's for another time, because she could do a full hour on how to dress.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Dress for success.
she has called me out one time. I showed up, and it was here, and I live 5 minutes away. And I was wearing capris, and she goes, "You cannot wear that to a herding trial." And I'm like, "Why not?"
And I'm sure I said it just like that, too.
She did say it just like
Yes.
that. And I said, "Why not? You need long pants."
You need to be
Okay.
respectful for your sport. The only time that you should be in your agility clothes running herding is if you're running agility on the same day.
Yeah.
You
Which
wouldn't-
really would only happen at a nationals.
Yes, yes.
And
You
actually, I
wouldn't-
don't even think it happens at our nationals. They have
It did that one time. I had to go back and forth, and I chose...
Oh, and Molly wears like full agility gear, like
gear.
if there is such a thing. But she's not out there in her boots and jeans, which actually would be more appropriate for herding
Yes.
or for
No,
agility than it would be to be wearing spandex. For,
I wore my agility outfit to herding
see,
because it was easier for me to run in my agility.
I'm like, be comfortable. If you're comfortable, if it's gonna make you more.
Oh, I was comfy.
Well, you, but I just like if you're gonna be more comfortable in. I don't know.
I'm not saying that you have to be head to toe in bling.
If you're more comfortable barefoot.
No. No, you can do agility barefoot all you want. Please, please do not do herding
I
barefoot.
love being barefoot, but I won't herd barefoot.
I have a friend that herds barefoot, and we have looked it up in the rules.
There's no
And
rule against
there is
it,
no
there?
rule. There, believe it or not, we shouldn't have to write a rule that says you should not be competing barefoot
there a rule for being
with
naked?
cattle. No,
Not that you should.
But that still is not appropriate,
No,
right?
it's not appropriate.
Okay. I actually had a judge that wanted to write her up for being barefoot, and we
Oh.
tried to find a rule. She really needs to have shoes on when you're working cattle.
Oh, cows?
Yes!
Oh. See, like ducks, I can be like, well, besides, it's a little bit
Never!
unsanitary, but,
Just, yeah, a little.
but, I mean, I don't know. Like,
Okay.
Moving on.
We're way off.
okay.
Nerves.
Nerves. Okay, so I think we're going to end this podcast here, and you're going to see us in the same outfit, unless you decide to change. I'm wearing the same outfit. We're going to do another one right now about puppies.
What?
What time is it? What time is it? This is inappropriate for a
Yes, because didn't
podcast.
she say that she was gonna?
Oh, Ryan will be here in 10 minutes.
She was gonna be appropriate and turn her phone off.
It's off. I didn't say off. I said the ringer was off.
Okay. Well, I flipped mine upside down so I wouldn't be distracted by my phone. But Mandy has to go to her football game,
Yep, so we got to end the podcast
so we do have
here.
to end the podcast.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Yes, and chime in with any other topics. We've
Topics,
had
yep.
two Puppy Foundation, which we're gonna cover on our next.
We're
podcast.
honestly going to cover some training stuff. Don't think we're just going to sit here and be chatty Cathy's every time, unless you like it.
Well, I like it.
I like it. It's easy.
We will.
Okay.
We're new at this, so we will get better and better and better.
It's fun. We just want to have fun and kind of like talk.
Yeah.
Just kind of like we do on the phone.
Just
Molly
like we do
hates
on
talking on the phone.
I
so
don't
this is
talk
better.
on the phone, so this is a lot for me to be talking. I'm a good,
I think you're a good talker. You just don't like being on the phone.
I don't like being on the phone, and my friends that know me know that.
Yeah.
Text me, but
text.
don't call me.
All right.
Okay, have a good one,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Take care.
I hope that it didn't like. I hope it recorded that whole first half. I'm a little.
It just binged. I heard it bing.